Alright, and now we can finally move on with the story.
Which way, Spur?
Back up that slope that we went up, or you could quick travel to the Mima Gate. Because that's very close.
I would prefer to run.
Alright, yeah, just back up this slope and actually pass by where the gate is instead of going into it.
You got it.
And I'm going to tell you now, there's something that I am waiting to see your reaction for.
Ooh.
The upper level of the Great Falls, huh? Could we get there by clambering up Colony Lambert?
We've already been over this.
Maybe you and Sen are good.
It's like deja vu.
Oh, look at
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this music reminds me of Magna Forest a lot.
We're not even really at the Magna Forest part of the area either.
I know that's mixed with a certain extremely spoilerific place from Xenoblade 2.
Yes, yes it is.
You think you're all that, do ya?
Huh. What is up here, actually? I'm curious.
I believe it is a nest of rogals, if I recall correctly. And potentially a place that you go for some side quests.
Ah, hello.
whack 'em good.
While we're here,
Oh, I noticed that basically everyone hit 33 off of that last quest.
yeah, baby.
If the guide is correct, a lot of people should get close to 40 pretty soon, because that's the recommended level for what we're heading towards.
I mean, I have extra EXP just waiting there in the bank.
This is true. It honestly might not be a bad idea to use some when you get past this next fight that's coming up here momentarily. It knocked someone off the cliff, and so now it's just down there now. I believe in Xenoblade 1 you could not actually inflict blowback or topple on birds because they were flying. And in this game, that's not a thing. You can knock them back, knock them down, topple them, whatever you want to.
Now, I believe you mentioned that before, and people have said, no, that's not actually true. You can topple birds and whatnot in the first game.
Okay, maybe I'm incorrect. I know there's one enemy in this game that you cannot use the smash on after it's been toppled and launched, which is very annoying because it's a super boss, and smash would be very helpful to have in that case.
Sure would.
Speaking of, I'm pretty sure I mentioned before that I did record the super bosses, and we would like to cover those at some point at the end of the playthrough.
Very interested to see what they're all about. I don't usually go after super bosses.
It's really cool to get to show them off. One, because it means I get some of my gameplay in the LP, and two, because it's something that's, as you said, just out of your natural wheelhouse of the game.
Dirty fucking squirrels. Always expecting a fight.
Guys, get ready to
Well, you're not getting one.
I still get scared of Hoxes because of the level 80 ones in Gower Plains.
Yes, yes. We've been over this once before. Ooh, I can see a thing over there.
You're about to see a thing right around this corner.
Oh my.
Yeah, so when I first saw this thing, I was like, wait a minute. It's making me go through this. This is definitely a unique enemy that I'm not ready for, right? But no, it's just kind of a thing that's standing here waiting on us to fight it as part of the story.
Hello. Yeah, I'm a dragon, what of it?
In Xenoblade 1, the dragons were pretty limited to sort of the in-game areas and super bosses and stuff like that. They're kind of almost just normal enemies in this game. I don't think any of the super bosses in this one are dragons specifically, and you find a lot of them as just normal enemies in certain areas. Just a weird adaptation of how the world mixed together, I guess.
Definitely an intimidating fucker. Gotta say that one dragon in the end game of the first Xenoblade, definitely one of the tougher fights in that game.
And that one's tough mostly just because it has a big spike aura. which is kind of just always rough to deal with in that game.
For sure.
Kind of glad they removed that, and I would guess 2 in this one. It does mean that you have a little bit less planning to do, so fights are a bit more straightforward, but I guess they have other mechanics to make up for that.
Well, that's what we got here. Ow. Get knocked on my arse, first and foremost. Healing is good so far.
Yeah, doing pretty solid for this fight so far.
Oh, I was tapping the button as hard as possible, but alas.
The guide that I've been using doesn't actually mention much about this fight. It actually goes and does this part and continues on up the cliffs a little more before going back to grab the 2 heroes that we got. So I decided to do things out of order.
Live on the edge, Spa.
Because I know you wanted to pick up Shooty Man.
I did. Good job we got a chain attack coming up because he's about to pop his finger. Right. Nah!
I think you actually got that right before the damage went out.
God bless. Can't see a bloody thing.
For real, though. I don't think he actually hit anyone. Either that or the damage did already go out. Interesting.
I have your back, whatever the weather.
So weird seeing Lambs using these blades.
Yeah, it is a little odd. I do like Tyon with Issert's fit, though. He looks nice.
Yeah. Back in action.
I just thought of a great idea.
Very nice.
Because you use the art that gives power charge, you didn't actually use up the power charge. You get the damage bonus, and then it's just reapplied. Really nice thing to do with that art, and you can add that one as a master art to other classes that can add Kavesi master arts as well, so...
Cool.
Pretty much always a nice thing to have, actually. In case I haven't talked about it enough, power charge is kind of busted.
It kind of is.
Leave it to uni.
I've got an idea. All right.
So much power.
It's too bad you can't stack power charge, but I guess one is powerful enough so there's no reason to, like, really need to do more.
This isn't the end.
Yeah, some nice chunky hits off that health bar now.
Guys,
Even in enrage mode, he's not doing that much damage to you, actually. I've never actually seen that talent art before.
Very nicely timed with the music, though. Oh. One of us is down. It's okay, so what else picked him up?
And they instantly went into Ouroboros form because he was at low health, which is just kind of a thing the AI does.
He's out of there.
Nicely done. And there's a reason this was a story fight. There's not much of one, but there is a reason.
Well, I guess Colony Lambda aren't going to have to worry about rations for a while.
Hey, can we do something about this sparking noise?
How would I know? Just cancel the interlink or something, I guess.
Oh, this is better.
It is a bit,
An
yes.
extended period after our bodies start to heat up.
It's also very
To
important.
me, it sounds like a warning for something.
A warning? What do you think will happen if we leave it?
In
I don't
gameplay,
have much
nothing.
desire to find out.
Because the interlink just cancels itself when you get to the end of the bar.
Well, it can't
In
be
the
anything
story,
fun. You expect
probably
balloons and
something
confetti with that noise.
not very beneficial to us.
Maybe not.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is very important.
You're already changing form. You don't want to get stuck in there or whatever. Very nice dramatic music to emphasize what I just said. Oh, here we go.
Oh, too bad, Jay.
Looks like that backfired on you, didn't it?
Look how small you are.
Better be prepared for the consequences.
Really? I was only interested in putting in an appearance.
I appreciate them
You're
putting
making it
their
sound
helmets
like I took
back
some
on.
huge risk.
Because, like, a lot of the time, especially with Kingdom Hearts and the organization, they would just leave the hood off because we've already seen them.
I get why he might be a little stimulated by a bit of drama.
In Kingdom Hearts, the mystery of what the people look like doesn't really matter that much because we don't know that the way they look is important anyway. Seeing Jay's face would have definitely been important.
Yeah.
Oh.
His reveal actually mattered.
And wants to see you.
Does he now?
Alright, so P on the left, O on the right.
Shine?
I don't know.
He's O because he's the big round one.
Oh, obese, I get it.
Not even
And
you.
that is X right there
Could tell you.
because she has the X all over.
Okay.
What could it be? I do hope it's something fun. Let's be off, though.
Right, yo.
Ha 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 ha, yeah, I get it.
Have a good one.
By good one, I mean something that harms you. Ha 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 ha.
He's got that just tiny little bit of creepiness that works so well.
Well, he's a bastard child. Seriously, why the dragon?
I don't know why it had to be a dragon. I think they were doing it for the shock factor to surprise people and like, oh, they're going to freak out because it's a dragon suddenly standing there.
It certainly had the desired effect, I can tell you. Are you tired? A bit. That last monster was really something. But I can deal with it. Sorry, I got kind of spoiled by all the hero quests having voice dialogue. Yes, well, in that last battle we all overused our Ouroboros abilities. I want to avoid interlinking again for a while. Good shout. Can't we keep going just without interlinking? That comes with its own risks, small but risks nonetheless. I'm just asking you to keep it in mind. Sure, whatever. Shall we find somewhere to have a quick rest then? Use that extra EXP?
Yep, I'd say add 1, maybe 2 levels to what you got now.
Free it is. We'll regroup once we get there. Thank you for fading in, oh trees of yore.
You could actually see the camp in the end of that little cutscene. The campfire that you're going to is literally just right there.
What's over here?
I think nothing, although, again, this is kind of reminiscent of some of the areas in Machna Forest.
Oh, this is kind of like where we met Elvis.
Yeah, it is a little bit. I was actually thinking of some of the sort of hidden areas that you have to cross the bridge for.
Ah, yes.
But definitely right next to the falls makes me think of Alvis.
You found this?
We'll keep Esserd in just for a little bit longer, and then we'll switch to Grey.
I will say, again, we're heading towards another hero quest, so keep that in mind.
Well, shit.
The next one is another one that's required by the story.
Swim. Ooh, an airdrop.
Sure, let's go grab that, I guess. We're not that far from it.
It shouldn't have fallen far. Let's try looking.
Who's that over there?
That is an enemy doing something like digging up items or something like that.
Right. Oh, son of a bitch.
Yep, high-level soldiers blocking it.
Claim it at this point.
You could give it a shot if you wanted.
Alright, let's go.
Some of them are just not attacking you. They're just standing there.
Fine by me.
Now they've joined the battle.
Okay, here's where things get a little bit tougher.
That's so cool.
Alright, we're doing well. Just let that smoke keep attracting more creatures, more soldiers. I'll take them all.
I guess the nice thing about just random normal enemies is that you can fight them when they're a couple levels higher than you. It's the story fights and the hero quest fights that can get kind of tough if you're not at the right level for them. Again, it also really helped that you started off with 2 less enemies than normal.
I'm on it.
Twist. Nice, nice, nice. You know, we'll switch to Grey now.
Sure, I can lend you a hand.
Nice.
It is nice that the other heroes that you're not using keep leveling up while you don't have them in the party, so that you don't have to, like, worry about their XP when you're not using them. Because that could have been really sucky.
Well, that's what I liked about the first Xenoblade, and I guess by association, the second. Because, like, a lot of older RPGs, at least the ones I was aware of, wouldn't do that, so you would end up with a very lopsided team.
Final Fantasy XII, which I've been covering on the stream, is one where your party members don't gain any XP if they're not in the main party, but they will gain license points, which is honestly more beneficial in a lot of places, because that's how you unlock new weapons and new skills and stuff like that. So it can be beneficial to just leave them out of the party and gain a bunch of license points that way.
Sorry, I'm grabbing this and you can't stop me.
It's not even a threat anyway.
Is that what I think it is?
These guys seem nice.
They don't look like anything that was from Xenoblade 1, so I guess they're a 2 enemy.
2?
You could probably see those little vines off to the right that you can climb down. Mm-hmm. There's a unique monster down there, which I think is a bit too high level for you to fight right now. But it is something to keep in mind.
Good job you said that, because I was already ready and raring to go.
Good place to take a breather.
Very nice.
We could do with some food.
Now, the guide points out, as you might expect by the title being the Titan Rock Camp, that you can see the fossil of some of the Xenoblade 2 Titans around here.
Very cool. Sorry, it took me a moment for that to sink in.
Sometimes it's hard to pay attention to what someone is saying to you when you're thinking about what's on screen.
Yes.
I have noticed many times when I was editing videos from the streams that I do with Axel, where I respond to something that he said, but I have absolutely zero memory of it when I'm going back through. Like, I don't remember him saying that at all, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's just how it be. Let's see, level up.
Yeah, 35 is definitely a good stopping point for right now. I don't think you want to go too much higher above that because, again, all the enemies you're going to be fighting are not going to be giving you any class points if you go too high. Which, of course, you can do all that in between, like, recording sessions anyway. All that could be done off screen. So it's not that big of a deal.
I definitely feel stronger.
And I guess rest here.
Yeah, let's get some food on the go.
Trees.
Ah, there you are. I don't want to mither, but aren't you on tent duty today?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll head back in.
Smiles.
Huh?
It's all finished.
They weren't coming out to remind him about it, they were coming to check on him.
Oh.
Then what was the point of telling me? Don't you have better things to do?
Can a man just not look at his clock, please?
I'm just joking.
They're checking up on him, but they're also teasing him. Again, I love the dynamic between all these characters. It's just a really good party.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why you're concerned?
Yeah, you got it. We were worried. Your problems are our problems. Just because someone says they're doing okay, doesn't mean everything actually is fine with them.
Gotta lock that one away.
You know, there's a word for people like you.
Hmm?
Busybodies. All of you.
Now, Tyrant, that is completely uncalled for.
He's liking it, he's getting it.
You two really must be bored.
It's nice to see Tyon kind of opening up with them as well.
Yeah.
Is my life that entertaining to you?
He's done that a bit with Uni, but the rest he's kind of been stiff with the whole time.
Hey, that watch.
Our lifetimes run for 10 years only. But this pocket watch has already lived for longer than that, by being passed from Nimwe's hands to mine.
I don't think we hear about how Nimue got a hold of it, but presumably it was passed on from someone else to her.
Yeah, it definitely feels like an heirloom.
Nonsense. Not even enough to push us together. But that's changed. If Nimue's life is represented by her dreams, then in remembering those, I carry her life with me.
Yeah, I guess there would be a lot of forgetting in this world, like either on purpose or just by accident.
She'd live on.
Yeah, you kind of have to keep a lot of records when people only live for 10 years, because it can kind of come up really quick, especially when people don't even live that long if they die in battle.
Well, I think the opposite is closer to the point. They don't need to, because they'll just clone a new person.
Well, they don't know about that, because they don't know about the cloning the new people part.
Fair enough.
Inside this little pocket watch.
And that's why you're here now.
Well, that's half of it.
What's the other half then?
Oh, well... In fact, just forget it.
Oh, come on. You've already told us that much. Might as well give us the whole story.
No, now's not the time for another flashback.
It's not the place or time for it. That's all.
Lame. Still, it was a nice chat. Dreams in objects. Huh?
Very central theme to Crisis Core as well.
Thanks, Tyon. We came here to cheer you up a bit, and got food for thought instead.
Oh, sure. Anytime.
Neo.
I guess she's trying to stay chipper because her time is almost up.
Mm-hmm. In case you missed it, that was the other reason that Tyon was going along with them.
Right.
Because he's worried about her.
Good thing we found this.
This is the thing that I saw from all the way over there.
Climb up here to exit the Great Falls area.
Nice.
If you're having a hard time, Mimi, I'll be more than happy to carry you.
How do I get up there?
I think you might be able to jump up right here. Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful.
Can't leave it like this.
What is that monstrosity in the water?
When you go near it, it pops up and there's an enemy.
No thanks.
It's not a thing you can target until they actually pop out of the water, which is kind of annoying.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
It's a nice shot, though.
This is something to post on Twitter, for sure.
Now there's a strong opponent.
This'll be a challenge.
Gallivanter Buckley. Who comes up with these names, though?
Someone having a very fun day at work.
Like, both in terms of the people making the game and just the world of Ionios, who looked at this thing and said, yep, that's the Gallivanter and its name is Buckley.
Ah, he's gallivanting all over the place. I should probably be on hill duty since we're fighting a unique here.
It is 5 levels below you, so there is that.
Keep building up that chain.
It's tough to remember if I've said this before, but you do build chain attack faster by doing break and topple and the other combos as well. So that's a thing to keep in mind.
I got you. Oh, I've missed this theme.
I was thinking that about the chain attack music earlier, but I'm like the only person that likes it because everyone hates that it plays over the chain attack no matter what and interrupts every other song. It's kind of like Vision Reacts from Xenoblade 1, how it'll just interrupt any song once Shulk gets a vision.
Yeah, I can see that. That's just rude. And it causes break.
Which doesn't do anything because this thing on its own can't topple you. Which makes me wonder why it even has that effect.
What a fool.
I guess there's other enemies that can do that attack that can partner with something that does topple, so I don't know. It also feels like enemies aren't really limited by needing to break before toppling something. They can just topple whenever.
Okay, let's not get too far back to the cliff's edge, Tyon. Okay, now we bring out the chain attack. Not low per se, but
Low, I think, corresponds to below a third. So you might be able to get something out of that if you get him low enough here. And I think if you finish or use Gray in a chain order, he increases the damage bonus that you get? Yes. So he's actually a pretty good hero to use in chain attacks for that damage bonus. See, that bumped it up to 370. That's insane.
Ooh.
And then you'll be just doing even more damage once this thing actually gets below 33%, because like I said, that's his bonus, the extra damage at low health. Definitely finish with Noah. I wouldn't be doing a backflip there, Lance.
Wee! Hell yeah.
I think Uni ended up on a lower level, that's why the camera's weird. Your party got really spread out for some reason.
Very good.
Look at that damage increase.
Jesus.
Go with Senna. That way you can get an Ouroboros order at the end, if you manage to get to 100% on this one. Which you might not be able to.
Well, I can't, because I've only got a healer.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think you would have had enough points for it anyway.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Oh well, that's fine. Bop him a couple more times and he'll be done. There we go.
Oh. World of difference from the Hoxes in the first game, baseball.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are some normal level ones in Xenoblade 1. I just distinctly remember the high level ones.
For sure.
As you can see, Gray is one of the best heroes that we have for chain attack damage right now, so definitely good to keep using him.
Mm-hmm.
I think next session we'll actually get the, as in capitalized, the best hero for damage and chain attacks.
Oh.
So definitely keep an eye out for that one.
Ah, I swell with anticipation.
That also depends on how far we get in this session, which is taking us longer to get here than I expected, but, you know, exploring is exploring.
Whoa,
Yeah.
got a rare doodah right here.
Fucking red doodah.
Things go a lot faster when reading them in a guide than actually playing them. Who knew?
So which Titan are we on now, exactly?
I'm not actually sure. You're asking the guy that doesn't like Xenoblade 2 that much.
The guy who hasn't played Xenoblade 2.
Fair. What I said is also true, but my opinion on it might change once I play it.
One would hope. One would hope.
There is a Piranha's Hulk way over there across the water, if you want to do that one.
I see it.
I don't think it's especially difficult. It might be like level 35. You do have to swim around to get to the enemies required for it. But like, hey, exploring is exploring.
Yeah, look at these Remoraines just bopping about.
I think those might be otters, judging by the names, because they were ottles.
Dum-de-dum-de-dum.
The outcome is patently clear.
God, I love that we can do this.
Fighting in the water is actually pretty great, although sometimes, especially with big enemies, it is tough to see what's going on because most of the character model is underwater. I'll tell you this much, one of the super bosses is fought in water, and you can't really tell anything that's going on with it because of that.
Jiminy Chillikers. Alright, only 11 more to go.
Yeah, that's what the Piranha's Hulks are like. It's just a bunch of enemies to activate a thing. You do get some good stuff out of it, though, so it's definitely worth doing. Not to mention, you get a new landmark to travel to, a campsite, and it also gives you another member of the Nopon caravan, which means you get another Nopon pebble if you're actually caring about that side quest.
I haven't really been paying much attention to it outside of these sessions of ours.
Yeah, it's a thing I'm pretty sure I mentioned I didn't complete it in my run because there was one Piranha's Hulk that I just didn't go after. I had no idea it was even there. It was one of the ones you did in the previous region. So you actually got it and I didn't, as a pretty strange thing.
Okay, I guess you count.
Anything that's got that green marker. Your Ouroboros forms will always stand on something when you're on the water, because they would look especially strange if they had to swim.
I guess so. You ever just punched a fish?
No, I can't say that I have.
Fair enough.
Can't say I've ever fired lasers at a fish either.
I guess every character in video games can't be relatable. Nice. Alright, I'll just do all that again.
Don't go too far out that way, because it'll cancel the quest. You'll have to fight the enemies again. I found that out the hard way.
No, don't like that.
Yeah, I was doing one of these Piranha's Hulks. I might have mentioned this before. It's tough to remember what we've talked about. I was doing one of these, and for whatever reason, I stopped playing and turned the game off, and when I came back, I had to start over and fight the enemies that I fought before.
Sorry, I don't do restraint. Well,
Yeah, I just realised that she's using Ethel's class right now.
Did we ever point out that Ethel's class uses some of the same arts names as Fiora in Xenoblade 1?
If not, we just did.
Yeah, for sure. You got Cross Impact and Hidden Thorn, and I think some of the others do as well. That's a pretty... I won't say it's an entirely common thing, but they definitely use a lot of arts names from previous games. One of the hero I mentioned that's the greatest for damage and chain attacks uses some art names from another Xenoblade 1 character.
Neat. And also, you know, especially in a JRPG playthrough, but just playthroughs in general, sometimes you are going to repeat information. It's just how it is. It's not like the commentator being lazy. It's just, unless you're taking, you know, a transcript of every single part, you're going to forget and repeat yourself.
It is also an unfortunate side effect of how long we've had to wait between these as well.
Yeah.
But we've talked about that enough.
Thankfully, they seem to be going down quicker now.
Yeah, I think those two levels were actually super smart because you're still getting class points from these things while taking them down pretty easily.
Nice.
Come after me, and that's what you get.
Yuri will fuck you up, mate.
You didn't charge off on your own.
Yeah, this is Magnaforus music, isn't it?
It's definitely, I would say, alluding to it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely sounds like the nighttime music.
Which, you know, makes sense because
it is nighttime and when we're in the area that is basically Magnaforus, yes.
You're the last one, matey.
Magna Forest is one of the areas that I always felt scared by. It always had that sense of tension about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was scary to go through, even though it's actually one of the easiest areas to get through as long as you don't go out of your way. If you stick to the path the game is telling you to go on, it's fine. It's actually one of the safest areas in the whole game.
Mm-hmm. It's because, like, the whole area is so densely packed with, you know, trees and whatnot. It can be hard to see things coming, and also it's where they introduce Spike, so...
It is where they introduce spike damage. There's also a lot of groups of high-level enemies, but like I said, they're pretty easy to avoid. But regardless, you do still feel that tension while, like, going around them.
Hell yeah, more real estate.
More free stuff.
Oh, I like that.
I guess it's not free. The time we paid was what the cost was, and also I guess you've got to give up a few ether cylinders as well.
Please be good. Please be good.
Valuable. I'll hang on to it.
Funny finding one here, huh? Please be good. Please be good.
I don't think we've actually found what the main purpose of the Napon coins is. I don't know if we went to do that little bit yet, but next time we head back to something in the Dana Desert, we can definitely show that off.
Okay, go.
Because it's something that I didn't find on my own. I actually ended up finding it after I was already done with the game. It's a little bit out of the way. I think if too many of those things spawn, they might disappear, but I'm not sure.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, be careful with that. Welcoming.
Gotta watch the pennies.
Ooh, anything we could buy here, Spar, that tickles your fancy?
Let's look through them. Chipped white brooch, check that. Yes, those are extremely good. What that's going to do is it's going to bypass some of the enemy's physical defense when you do physical damage. So any attacker that's doing physical damage, you probably want to have that on if you can. None of the others seemed really any special, though.
Let's go ahead and put them on our attackers, then.
Not going to do anything for Full Metal Jaguar, because that's ether damage.
What was it called again?
It was Chipped White Brooch, but again, it's not going to do anything for this class, because this class uses ether damage, and it's not going to affect physical defense.
Well, shit. Dum 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 dum.
It should be fairly close to the top, because it should be in the recommended things that the game gives to you.
There it is.
And you can't change the hero's accessories.
I bought 5, used 1. That's the Anton policy, I guess.
Oh well, it's fine.
What this? No window shopping. Do you know Shill Shill? Shill Shill not like hard work, so send human to Agroro. Take this and bye-bye. Okay, thank you. Little prick. This is my Feronis. Don't get me involved in your Nopon shit, alright?
Always nice to have more friends.
That one's kind of a bit of an asshole, huh?
Yeah, Grey take home. Fucking love it, mate.
Can't always give 100%.
Anything to discuss? Oh, we have a few here.
We should talk about this.
I hear Colony Lambda's having a difficult time now that they can't use the canteen, Senna. Yeah, we did kind of tear up the place. But if there's anything we can do, we could cock something up for him.
We could flip the thing back over.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, Spur. Then what? Don't tell me you want to build him a whole new canteen. That's a surprisingly reasonable idea, Lance. Oh, well then, I'll just cobble one together, shall I? We could do the labour ourselves, but Lambda's a big colony. It can't hurt to float the idea. I imagine talking to the captain of the manufacturing unit would be a good place to start. Sounds like a plan. Let's get going. Yes, the sooner this gets resolved, the better. It's Lambda's problem, not ours. Missing officer. That's kind of important.
We should talk about this.
So Lambda's officer Shijima has apparently gone missing. It's a bit worrying, isn't it?
I don't actually recall this one.
Agnes officers often work in pairs, right? Yes, I think most Agnian colonies make use of similar arrangements. Are both of them missing then? All we've heard is that the one named Shijima has headed into the tunnels. By now he might have come out of the Ray Bell Tableland in the Forest region. Something might have happened to make him wander off like that. We should look for him. Then we'd best hurry. The longer we wait, the more difficult the search is likely to be.
Except the gameplay doesn't work like that.
Indeedy so.
Let's catch up on stuff.
Might as well just cash these all in. It looks like our marks don't disappear even after the flame blocks are smashed. Yeah, we're already freed from the tyranny of the flames. It's true, a mark once made cannot be erased. And once my 10th term ends, I'll be gone, after all. It's not all doom and gloom though, yeah? Being free from the clocks, that's already something. Things feel different somehow. I know what you mean. It feels less anxious, like I can breathe a little easier. Exactly, and ultimately everyone has to choose their actions for themselves. Freedom from the flame clocks expands one's options immeasurably. I think that's huge, big if true. Yeah, everyone's gonna die sometime. At least this way they get to live the good life first. The good life? What do you understand by that? Ah? Well, I mean, like, eating good grub and stuff, yeah? I don't know what I expected asking you. Oi, you got a problem? Yeah, the good life, though. I could go for a bit of that. Yeah, me too.
That's a pretty lighthearted conversation considering Mio's literally talking about her dying.
And today's story is...
Riku. I forgot Riku and Banana were here. Riku, I've been thinking, the Nopon caravans, they move around on Lemnises, correct? Correct. What of? Oh, I've missed you, Riku. I just realised regular Lemnises cannot normally operate too far from their home colony due to ether cylinder limitations. So how is it that the caravans get around everywhere? Reason is simple. Caravan Lemnis is small and lightweight. Also, not loaded up with weaponry, and fundamentally not expected to fight. That's why ether consumption much lower. I see. Yes, that makes sense. That explains how they're able to operate over long distances. In other words, very green energy. Huh? How can energy be inexperienced?
Oh, Taion.
It just means power consumption is low. Understood. Thank you for explaining, Riku. It's been a good learning experience. Okay, so some of these are just to have a chat, get some EXP. Just check out your guns and whatnot.
Careful not to let the guns go off in camp.
Oh no, Riku! Riku fine. Bullet did not even make a scratch.
It's so weird that those little things only give you 100 rested XP or whatever. Because it's not a lot. You end up getting more than that off of like 1 or 2 enemies.
I want to go here now.
We're going here now.
Yeah, Lambda's problem can be Lambda's problem for a while.
It could be Antom's off-screen cavalcade.
Yeah, basically.
Ooh. Ooh. If you know, you know.
I will say, I don't recall anything dangerous up there. But also, as we've said, my memory is really bad.
I guess we could take a look. It's not going to hurt us.
I mean, it might. If nothing else, you could jump off because you don't take fall damage in water.
Exactly.
Hey, get a load of this.
Ooh, a sparkly thing.
Mm-hmm. Is there one of those odd shards?
Climb up with that.
What's so odd about him, I wonder?
Well, we'll find out eventually.
We will, Spur.
Xenoblade 3 is really just the game of eventually, I guess.
Well, it's a long game. You gotta pace yourself. Maybe not do everything in the final third.
Wonder what series you could be talking about there.
I wonder what. Speaking of that series, I wonder when we're gonna get some more news about 4.
Or Missing Link.
Well, they announced that the thing is gonna be Japan only, the beta.
Okay.
I wonder what's around here.
Funny finding one here, huh?
Wee.
I think you also get the odd shards from unique monsters. It's always the same kind of shard when you beat them. And I think if you go back and refight them, you have a chance at getting another shard. But it won't always give you one. Like, refighting the same unique monster over and over is not a good way to grind for those.